Here we are again looking at statewide school district data. This time we're going to demonstrate how to determine if there is a significant difference between the district enrollment between regions 1 and 5. My null hypothesis is that there is no significant difference between enrollment in these two groups, where my independent variable is the region and my dependent variable is enrollment. Now, first we're going to look at the data, and we're going to use this region and enroll, but because we want to isolate regions, we're going to go to the data view, and we're going to select data, and we're going to go into select case and go here and put in an if condition is satisfied and set it up where our region is 1, because we're going to do one group at a time, and we're going to do group 1 region first, and then select OK, and you can see that it sort of, the X is over here, everything else is gone, region 1 is still highlighted. So then we can go ahead and go to graphs and go to histogram, and pull this over so it's in the recording view. Okay, and we're going to use the variable enroll and display normal curve. Click OK, and there we have the graph. And we can notice that the histogram is skewed here. It is not a normal distribution. Also, if we sort of can enlarge it a little bit, over here we can see the mean standard deviation, and we have n equals 72. And the mean is 2353.75. But right now we're just looking at the histogram. So I'm going to exit out of this, say no, and then I want to go back to data, split case, and I want to sort of change the if then to region 5 and click OK. Click OK. Notice everybody's out of pocket except region 5. You can see the slashes there. So then I'm going to go to graphs, histogram, enroll, and display normal curve. Press OK. And this one in region 5 does have a normal distribution. You can see the bell-shaped curve. So, and then it does show you all the mean, standard deviation numbers, and n equals 23, which is a smaller sample. Okay. Yes, I think I said no. But anyway, we want to go up here and now go back to data, make sure that our select case is back to all cases just to clear everything out. And now our next thing is that we know that one of the regions is skewed. But what we want to do now, I want to go to Analyze, Compare the Means, and run the independent sample t-test. Boom. And here we have, because I practiced, enrollment is already over, so if nope, I don't want that. I want enrollment. So if enrollment was not there, we bring enrollment as my test variable, and then I have the regions. You can define the groups here. My first group was 1, and the second group is region 5. So continue. Very important that the homogeneity of variance test is checked. Estimate of effect size is checked, because that was a part of the assignment requirements. Click OK, and we got some test results. Yay! So when we look at the test results, everything that we saw in the two histograms appear here in the group statistics for both region N equals 72. Remember we had in region 5, 23. Here are the means, standard deviations, and the standard error of the means. But now what we want to look at is some very important information. And that very important information is the Levene's test for equality of variances. Now, when we look at this, we can see that the significant or p-value is 0.011, which means that it is less than 0.05. And that then means that we will go here and use the equal variance not assumed because of this number right here, 0.011. The second thing we need to look at is, because we need to use the equal variance not assumed, we can understand all of the numbers. The t equals 2.828, the degrees of freedom is 77.267. We have a significance of 0.006, and what that all means basically is that we have tested for the homogeneity of variance test. That's the Levene's test for equality of variance. And so the assumption is that it is not met, and it's indicating that equal variances are not assumed, or indicating unequal variances, and Levene's test was significant. So according to the test requirements, I report on option A to interpret the APA information. And basically the information will be reported in APA style. Looking at the homogeneity of variance test, Levene's significance is a p-value of 0.011, and since 0.011 is less than 0.05, the assumption of homogeneity of variance is not met, indicating equal variances not assumed, or indicating unequal variances, and Levene's test was significant. However, as instructed, I'll proceed with the APA interpretation of the effect size, option A, and here's the sample size effects. Here's the Levene's test, and you can see here's Cohen's d that's showing a value of 0.389. So there is a significant difference in district enrollment between region 1 and 5, and I report that as t equals 2.823 with a DF equals 77.287, p equals 0.006, and d equals 0.389. Because our p-value is less than 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis. The Cohen's d of 0.389 indicates a small to medium effect, leaning closer to the small, given a small effect benchmark is 0.20 and a medium effect is 0.50 according to Cohen's d, and there is a meaningful difference between region 1 and region 5 in the school district. So thank you, and that concludes this session.